Training, you will watch videos and interact with questions, puzzles, and even perform some movements yourself. When you see this icon pop up, that means you need to interact and touch the screen to answer a question, complete a puzzle, or move on to the next topic. Let's try it. Take a look at our friend Wellsworth. What does he need to get started with his shift? Click on one of the items here. Let's try it. Take a look at our friend Wellsworth. What does he need to get started with his shift? Click on one of the items here. Let's try it. Take a look at our friend Wellsworth. What does he need to get started with his shift? Click on one of the items here. Let's try it. Take a look at our friend Wellsworth. What does he need to get started with his shift? Click on one of the items here. Correct. Now, let's talk about one other type of interaction you'll encounter throughout this training. When you see this icon pop up, please follow along and copy the movement shown. Remember, only perform movements that are within your comfort zone, and let your training facilitator know if you have any questions or concerns. Great! Now let's jump into our first topic, active warm-up. Click on the TV screen to get started. Here at Amazon, we use an active warm-up to get our blood pumping and warm up our muscles before starting the day. Follow along as we perform our active warm-up. Remember, stretching should always feel comfortable and be performed in a controlled manner. Wrist circles. Start with elbows at your side and hands in front of you. Move your hands through a figure 8 pattern, allowing wrists to rotate so that your thumb is always leading the motion. Hands can be in a fist, open, or can alternate throughout the motion. The muscles activated during this motion play an important role in the movement of the wrist, the rotation of the forearms, and the ability to maintain a neutral wrist position. Hand squeezes. Hold both hands in front of you with elbows at your sides. Open your hands and splay fingers, then close into a fist and squeeze. Open hands again and repeat. Hand squeezes help us warm up the muscles that run from our elbows through our wrists and into our hands. These muscles allow you to grasp items and perform fine finger movements. When you close your fist, you activate the flexor muscles on the inside of the forearm, while opening activates the extensors on the back of the forearm. Neck turns. Stand tall with head facing forward. Slowly turn your head to the left, return to center, then turn to the right, and back to center. Repeat this movement, alternating sides as you go. This motion allows you to warm up the muscles around your neck that are important both for movement as well as stabilizing your cervical spine. Be sure to keep your head level and avoid bending your neck forward or backward. Turns should be a small and controlled motion. Lumbar rotations. Stand tall with feet shoulder-width apart, hands on opposite shoulders, and a slight bend in the knees. Slowly turn at the waist and low back to one side. Return to center, then rotate to the opposite side. Alternate sides and repeat. During this motion, avoid arching your back. Keep knees stationary and only turn to your level of comfort. Performing this motion with no resistance allows us to activate the muscles of your core that play an important role in stabilizing your spine. Ankle rolls. With hands on hips, place the toe of one foot on the ground, allowing the heel to be in the air. In this position, slowly rotate the ankle in small circles. Perform 10 circles, then switch legs. Circles can be clockwise, counterclockwise, or you can switch partway through. This movement activates the muscles leading from the calf down into your ankle. These muscles play a big role in both ankle motion, stabilization, and proprioception, which allows you to know where your body is in space. During motion, be sure to keep your hips level and avoid movement of the knee while your ankle rotates. Hamstring curl. Stand tall and place hands on the hips. Bend one knee and pick your heel off the ground backwards. Lower your foot back to the ground, switch legs, and repeat. Hamstring curls activate the hamstring muscle group on the back of the thigh, while also providing a light stretch to the quadricep muscles on the front. These muscles are important for squatting as well as performing motions requiring force, such as pushing a cart. Marches. Stand tall with your feet shoulder-width apart. Pick one foot off the ground, marching your leg up. Lower your foot back down, switch legs, and repeat. Continue to alternate legs. This motion activates the hip flexors and quadricep muscles in the thigh while also placing a light stretch on your gluteals or butt muscles. These muscles are important for climbing stairs, squatting, and many other motions. Be sure to only lift your knee as high as you are comfortable with. Reverse lunges. Standing with feet shoulder-width apart, step one leg back and allow the front leg to bend slightly. Swing your arm opposite of the leg that is forward as you step back. Step back to the start position, switch legs and arms, then repeat. Continue to alternate sides. Reverse lunges warm up the quadriceps and hamstring muscles of the thigh, the gluteal or butt muscles, and also provide a slight stretch to the muscles in the calf. This motion is important for warming up all elements that help with tasks requiring you to use strong bending techniques. Side step shoulder blade squeeze. Stand with both feet placed in an imaginary X on the ground. Lift your arms so that your hands are in front of your face with elbows bent. Step one foot off the X while also opening your arms back up. Return your foot to the X and return your arms to start position. Repeat the motion and alternate sides. This combination of movements allows us to warm up the muscles of the hips as well as the muscles surrounding our shoulder blade. These muscles are important for shoulder motion and posture. Well done! Your body is now warmed up and ready to go. You can find more resources through posters and signage at your site. Now that you've been introduced to Amazon's active warm-up, let's dive into body mechanics and how they play a role in our lives both at work and at home. Strong body mechanics are a way to help our bodies work smarter, not harder, as we move about our day. For this part of the course, there are 4 topics we will cover. Click on the highlighted areas around Wellsworth's home to start each topic. As you complete each topic, your progress bar will fill up. Once all topics are checked off, you will have completed the course. Let's begin by clicking here at Wellsworth's pile of dishes to learn about having a strong stance. Now that you've been introduced to Amazon's active warm-up, let's dive into body mechanics and how they play a role in our lives both at work and at home. Strong body mechanics are a way to help our bodies work smarter, not harder, as we move about our day. For this part of the course, there are 4 topics we will cover. Click on the highlighted areas around Wellsworth's home to start each topic. As you complete each topic, your progress bar will fill up. Once all topics are checked off, you will have completed the course. Let's begin by clicking here at Wellsworth's pile of dishes to learn about having a strong stance. The 5-star stance is what we use as the building block of a strong foundation for safe body mechanics. It consists of 2 core elements that 1. Set our bodies in a strong position or posture, and 2. Activate our bodies to prepare for movement. The first core element is our stance. Our stance refers to the body position or posture we hold ourselves in. A good stance is important both during movements as well as during more stationary tasks. A strong stance begins with our feet shoulder-width apart, toes pointing forward, and our feet either even or staggered with weight distributed evenly between them. This provides us with a good base of support. When we aren't in this position, we can impact our balance and cause rotation at joints like our knees and hips. The next step in our stance is to make sure we have a neutral spine. Your spine contains vertebrae, the bones of the spine, and discs that sit together and form a natural curve. These discs provide shock absorption and are able to distribute force evenly when in the spine's neutral position. When we alter this curve, force is increased in some areas and the smaller muscles surrounding our spine have to work harder. We can keep our spine in a neutral alignment by looking to see that a line can be drawn from our shoulder, through our hip and knee, and end just behind the ankle. When points of our body leave this line, like the shoulders when in a rounded posture, this can show that a greater strain is being placed on the spine. You can also see a neutral spine position from the front by making sure your knees, hips, and shoulders are all level. Take a second to look at your own position while standing. Are your feet shoulder-width apart and toes forward? Is your weight even and your spine in a neutral position? Now that we are in a strong stance, we can build upon this with the 5 points. These help us to activate our bodies and prepare for motion. They also help to maintain our stance while we move. Click on each of the points of the star to learn more. Now that we are in a strong stance, we can build upon this with the 5 points. These help us to activate our bodies and prepare for motion. They also help to maintain our stance while we move. Click on each of the points of the star to learn more. Aligning your knees is the process of activating the muscles of the hips to help keep your knees in a strong position during tasks like bending. To align your knees, start with your feet shoulder-width apart and a slight bend in the knees. Push your knees out slightly so that they barely move, but you can feel your hip muscles activate. To check if they are in good alignment, look down and imagine a line running straight up from your big toe. This line should hit right at your knees or just to the inside of them. Your glutes, or gluteals, are the group that make up the muscles of your butt and are strong movers for your body. This group largely helps with motions involving squatting, lifting, and climbing stairs. Try testing your ability to activate your glutes by attempting to tighten them while standing still. Once activated, hold for a few seconds, then relax. Try again and focus on contracting your glutes, not your hamstrings or the muscles on the back of your thighs. This muscle group can help relieve stress placed on the back of the spine while also encouraging a hip hinge motion that aids with neutral spine alignment. A hip hinge is the method of hinging or bending from the waist to keep your spine neutral during tasks like squatting. Tucking your chin is an action that can keep your neck or cervical spine in a strong position. It also helps to activate your deep neck flexors that can weaken when we use a forward head posture. Tucking your chin also reduces tension in the neck, which can help reduce tension headaches and promote a neutral position of the cervical spine. To perform this, start with your head level and looking straight ahead. Tighten the muscles of the neck and shift your head back and up slightly, like you are tucking your chin towards your neck. Hold for 3 seconds. If you struggle with this activation, place 2 fingers on your chin and repeat the movement while pushing with your fingers. Rolling your shoulders can help keep a neutral position in both your neck and upper back or thoracic spine when performing tasks with your arms. It can also create a stronger position for stretches when being performed beforehand. To roll your shoulders, stand tall and lift your shoulders up, back, and down in a small half-circle motion, then hold. Perform again and focus on squeezing your shoulder blades lightly together while rolling them back down. This motion activates your rotator cuff muscles, which provide control and stability to your shoulders. Performing a shoulder roll can even increase your range of motion by setting you in a better posture. Our core is made up of more than just the typical six-pack abs pictured on your stomach. Your core consists of many other muscles on the front, side, and back of your torso. These muscles are great for stabilization and keeping your spine neutral during movements like bending, lifting, and carrying. To activate your core, take a breath and draw your belly button towards your spine. Hold for 3 seconds, then relax. Some core muscles can be harder to activate than others. Try placing your hands on your hips and pressing 2 fingers lightly into the sides of your abdomen. Now try activating your core again. You should feel the muscles below your fingers tighten as you contract. Always remember to focus on continuing to breathe during activation. This individual is squatting to